Welcome back to the channel. But before we begin, let me ask you a question. What would you do if you fell deeply in love with someone your family considered an enemy? Would you choose love, or would you obey your family? Today, we are going to learn about one of the most famous and heartbreaking love stories ever written, the story of Romeo and Juliet. This beautiful and tragic tale was written by the famous English playwright William Shakespeare. Even after more than 400 years, this story continues to touch the hearts of people all around the world. The story takes place in the beautiful Italian city of Verona. In this city lived two powerful families, the Montagues and the Capulets. These families hated each other deeply and had been enemies for many years. No one even clearly remembered how the conflict started, but their hatred was so strong that fights often broke out in the streets between members of the two families. Because of this long rivalry, the children of the two families were never allowed to meet or become friends. One evening, the Capulet family organized a grand party at their house. Romeo, a young man from the Montague family, decided to secretly attend the party with his friends. He knew it was dangerous, but curiosity and excitement pushed him to go. While walking through the crowd, Romeo suddenly noticed a beautiful young girl. Her name was Juliet. The moment their eyes met, it felt as if time stopped. Romeo forgot about everyone else in the room, and Juliet felt the same magical connection. They began talking and quickly realized how much they liked each other. However, their happiness quickly turned to shock when they discovered each other's true identities. Romeo was a Montague, and Juliet was a Capulet. Their families were sworn enemies. Their love was forbidden from the very beginning. Despite this terrible obstacle, they could not ignore their feelings for each other. Later that night, Romeo quietly went to Juliet's house and stood under her balcony. Juliet came out onto the balcony thinking she was alone. She began speaking about her love for Romeo and her sadness that he belonged to the enemy family. Romeo listened carefully from below. Finally, he revealed himself. The two confessed their love under the soft moonlight and promised that their love was stronger than the hatred between their families. The next day, Romeo and Juliet decided to take a brave and risky step. They secretly got married with the help of a kind priest who hoped their marriage might finally bring peace between the Montagues and Capulets. For a short time, Romeo and Juliet felt happy and hopeful about their future together. But fate soon brought tragedy into their lives. A fight broke out in the streets between Romeo and Juliet's cousin. In the heat of anger and confusion, Romeo killed Juliet's cousin. Because of this, Romeo was punished and forced to leave Verona. Juliet was heartbroken. She could not imagine living without the man she loved. Desperate to be with Romeo again, Juliet created a dangerous plan. She drank a special potion that made her appear dead for many hours. The plan was simple. Her family would believe she had died, and Romeo would come later to take her away when she woke up. Unfortunately, the message explaining the plan never reached Romeo. When Romeo heard that Juliet was dead, he was filled with unbearable grief. Believing he had lost the love of his life forever, he rushed to her tomb. Seeing Juliet lying still and lifeless, Romeo could not bear the pain. He drank poison and died beside her. Moments later, Juliet woke up from the potion and saw Romeo lying dead next to her. Her heart broke instantly. Overcome with sorrow and unable to imagine life without him, Juliet took Romeo's dagger and ended her life as well. When the Montague and Capulet families discovered what had happened, they were shocked and filled with regret. They finally understood that their hatred had caused the deaths of their own children. At that moment, the two families decided to end their long conflict and make peace with each other. Although the story of Romeo and Juliet ends in tragedy, their love left a powerful message for the world. It reminds us that hatred, pride, and anger can destroy lives, while love has the power to unite even the strongest enemies. That is why, even after centuries, the story of Romeo and Juliet continues to be remembered as one of the greatest love stories ever told.